Hey guys, Gameboy3800 here once again, and I am giving you Project Puny in its current state. I have given it 2 memory cards now, so it's got 8 GB of 2800 DDR4, and it's still got the i5 6600K Skylake, and it's still rocking the Z170M ITX AC board from ASRock. However, this is not a complete build yet, so let's see what came in today. First up is a Silverstone small form factor 450 watt power supply. This is 80 plus bronze. And in here is what will help keep it organized inside the case I got for it. Comes with a power cord. All the cables are attached to the unit. You can see just how small it is compared to a standard ATX power supply. It's like a night and day difference how much space is saved with the new power supply. This power supply has, let's see what kind of ports. Other than the standard 24 and I believe 8 pin for CPU. What else is there? Also, you can see the wires are extremely short, once again, to make it more suitable for ITX form factor. So 24 or 20 plus 4 and then 4 plus 4 pin for CPU and motherboard. Then it's got a triple SATA power. It's got a PCIe, which is a 8 pin and a 6 pin, all on one cable. And then it's got some legacy Molex connectors and a single floppy connector. And there we go. It's got one 80mm fan to keep it cool, and it exhausts it out the back. So you can put this in any standard case, like down or right side up. It doesn't matter, it's got the same orientation. And then to enable it to be fit into any standard case, it comes with both zip ties and an adapter to fit it into any ATX form factor. And that is cool, and that is what we will use to connect it to the case I just got today. Spoilers, I guess. Toss that, toss that. Power supply, warranty stuff, I'll leave that in there. And give the box to my brother since he likes boxes. I too like boxes. I like to collect 980 Ti boxes, of which I have the Zotac 980 Hall of Fame, 980 Ti LN2 Hall of Fame, and 980 Ti LN2 GOC Hall of Fame. Pretty insane what I've got. So put that there. Actually, I'm going to put it in my little den beneath here, as that's where I have my other work power supply. It will stay there until I need it. I will probably forget it's there, so if I go off on a tangent looking for it in, say, 20 minutes when I need to build it, do not bother. Next up is the graphics card. It is a MSI reference 960, reference to keep all the heat out from the case, and all that good stuff. I believe it's factory overclock too. I don't know what to. Does it say on the box? No, I'm not seeing anything except for the usual specs. 900 series, CUDA. Nope, not seeing it. Let's just get it out of the box. Cover. Box itself. And it comes with instruction manuals, VGA DVI adapter, toss that. SLI bridge, I'll keep that. Instruction manual and DVD. no case badge. I'm sad. Unless the case badge is in here. And no, this is like a huge, like the biggest leaflet I've ever seen. It takes up the whole desk. And that's about it. Of course, always get the most up-to-date drivers from the NVIDIA website. Now, we're going to see what's inside here. Of course, a video card. No way. I did get this pre-owned, but it was only $140, was it? I forget. It was really cheap though. So here it is. It needs one 6-pin. I've had one of these before. So SLI bridge, I'm going to leave that covered. I'm going to leave pretty much everything covered except for the big connector there. And the DVI-D connector, as that's what I will be using to both connect it to the board and test it. So, time to put everything back away. Once again, my brother will want this box because, well, he just likes to have a whole wall of his room. He boxes. It's like 2 or 3 feet thick and up to the ceiling. It's insane. So he will want this. Close enough. And now finally we need a case to put everything inside of. So that's why I have a Raid Max Elite ITX case. Not very easy to see. There we go. It looks something like that. I got my razor blade right here. I finally found it. If I can cut, that would be amazing. Now, I have not built very many ITX systems, like ever. I think I've only built one other one. But this one, I actually really look forward to. This uses some really soft foam, actually. Give me a moment while I take it out of the case, or the box. And here we are. The case is still wrapped up. I'm going to wonder how to do this. Just take it out from the front. I have used a lot of Raid Max cases in the past, both for reviews and for personal systems like Project Magma and I believe Project Junior it was called back then. But now we've come to the time where it's time to use them again. Why do I use Raid Max? Well, they're cheap and they seem to make good quality. So we have green to fit NVIDIA. And we have some fan slots, or at least some vents on this side, so that you can cool down the graphics card. It's only got one fan, a 80 or 92 millimeter rear fan. Although you can toss it out and put a hard drive or SSD back there, a 2.5-inch one, which is actually quite neat. Judging from the thumb screws, and not losing them, thankfully. It doesn't matter, I have hundreds of screws. The top comes off, yep, just like that. And I believe this is where the power supply goes. I shall look it up. Trying to half sort my stuff here. There we go. Graphics card is in a safer area. Her left side panel is off. I believe they're identical, so you can swap them over, so it doesn't matter. And that is to get more room for the graphics card. And the left side panel coming off. The front, I don't believe has any intake, so it's got to use the other side panel holes and stuff to use as passive intake and exhaust, I guess. Have a twist tie here, holding on all the stuff in the standard baggie. And here, looks like, number one, it's resealable, that's good. You have all the standard screws in another baggie inside the baggie. And this, or these, I'm wondering what these are. These are 3.5 inch to 2.5 inch. Or maybe it's 3.5 inch to 5.25 inch to fit it into the 5.25 inch bay it's got right here. So that's neat. And then it's got the speaker and stuff too. And then I was correct, the front has no intake. The power supply does go in the front though. And then the top can actually be used to house a radiator, because this whole mount here can be unscrewed and you can take it out and make your life a little bit easier that way. It's got a power extension cable coming through the back, and then it comes around to the front. I sense this will not be the easiest build ever due to the small size nature of this whole case, but if I wasn't expecting that, then I would not have bought this. And hello, what's this? Can I remove the bottom panel too? Yes, you can. Wow. So if you wanted to do a full mod of this whole case, you could. So that is how, if you screw in the motherboard, that you get the back plate in. That is really unique, actually. I've never seen that done before. And the standoffs are pre-installed. And yeah, I shall see you when the build is done, I guess. Or at least ready to power up. I'm still waiting on one more component, and that is the 512GB SSD. When that comes, I will install Windows and show you the final result. Until then, let's build in this. Slight issue here. The tower for the CPU is too tall. I need a lower one. I don't think I have a lower one. I will need to order one. Hooray for planning! Or not. Not to be outdone, I did have an old Intel stock cooler. The lower profile one than the recommended 95 watt TDP one. This is the 84 watt, I believe, or the 88. It doesn't matter, it's all the same. You can probably see it in there. Yep. There you go. I hope you can see it in there at least. I left the stock rear fan in place. The MSI 960 is in there. And it actually went all together really, really nice. Also surprising is that the RAID Max case itself came with a small form factor power supply adapter built in. You could remove it and put in a full-size ATX power supply if you wanted to, but it was already fully equipped to have a small form factor installed, and that made it super easy to, not clog the system up with wires. It's still a little bit messy, but I can clean it up when I get a better cooler. I will probably end up getting a 120 or 240 mil radiator, although probably a 120 considering that there's limited space in here. And I didn't notice this before, but left side of the case has some vents, and that is for the power supply to exhaust its hot air. And also the bottom has vents on the feet there. You probably couldn't see it. To also exhaust some hot air. Now, I didn't install any fans on this because it was actually quite hard to install a fan up here. I wanted at least one fan here to be an intake, and then it would go to the cooler and then out the back to the fan, but I had difficulty closing the top. I would have had to remove the other top mounting bracket, which I'm not sure what it is. I'll need to find out. So I'm just going to have all the holes up top and on the side here, and even the bottom somewhat, because there's another, like, you can swap the top and the bottom panels. It's almost mirrored. So I had an issue with that, and getting it to install, but yep, use all the holes around the system as passive intake and exhaust. I will set the Intel fan to turbo to make sure it doesn't overheat while I test it through the BIOS. But other than that, I'd say we're almost done here. I'll see you when it's all booted up and ready to go. Okay, we are ready for the first boot of Project Puny. Hopefully it went together okay. Lol. Okay, this here is the first boot of Project Puny. That's in the case. Yay! Lights, are you gonna come on for me? You gonna post for me? Yay, you are! Alright, the lights aren't working. I can get to that later. Just recognizing both 4 gig sticks. That's good. Alright, I'm going to set it to performance. And then save configuration and exit setup. And then that's the video card. It takes its time to post. I wonder why. That's the Raid Max fan at the back that's making all the noise. Alright. Yay, it's good to go. So, temperature. Where's temperature? Gee, that's helpful. F6 is advanced mode. All I want to do is see the temperature. CPU temp is 37 and rising. Or maybe it'll stay at 37. 37.5. $37, 37.5. Okay, it is hovering right around there. It was definitely cooler with the tower right there. We just keep everything to the side over there. Yep. And yep, Project Puny is ready to have 1, a new fan in the rear, and 2, to get an SSD in it and have Windows installed. So that will be the final part of Project Puny, along with maybe some benchmark tests. But it wouldn't really be benchmarks because I'm sure there are benchmarks of a 960 and the i5 6600K already out there. But I shall give you temperatures under load and stuff as soon as I get a new cooler and the SSD. SSD might come tomorrow, or maybe not, I don't know. Temperatures have gone up. Once again, the cooler is not meant for the CPU. It's meant for 4690Ks and 4770Ks, not 6600Ks. Okay. It's running. It's good to go. If you enjoyed this video, then please remember to like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Thanks, Game We Out. See you next time.